Good afternoon, everybody. It's RT here in the lab with a market update for you on what is otherwise just another choppy day in Bitcoin and crypto town. Today, we're going to talk about day trading with Tixwix. Been messing around over here on the Hxro platform. Got a nice little scalp short here, flipping long, flipping short, because when you get these volatile ranges with $500, $1,000 moves, the volatility on these daily options is incredible. So I'm going to show you guys that. We're also going to look at alpha. Is it sitting on a Launchpad? Is it showing us any similarities to the BNB and ADA chart, despite being on a different time frame? I want to talk a bit about support resistance and what it means when an asset flips support or resistance and then holds that level, and what we're seeing lately in the market. So let's get started. First of all, Bitcoin this morning and overnight, really, just in this really choppy range. So how to capture that? On futures, it's pretty tricky. You get a lot of chopping up. 5-minute chart, you zoom in. It's really tricky to trade this. But check out the volatility on these options. Right now, while we were sitting up here earlier this morning, picking up some close below 49 yeses or close above 49 nos. Basically saying, I think Bitcoin is going to close below 49. So right here, BTC ticks. And I'm thinking, we're trading up at 49.5. So close above 49. And I say no. At the time, that was 38% probability. And right now, as I hover over it, you can see there's a 70 there. It's fluctuating quite quickly because there's a little volatility right now. That's a 70-cent contract right now. So I picked that up this morning at 38 cents for $100. You can see now that that is worth 197. That's almost a 2x, and price barely moved. So sitting in this range earlier this morning along the lows, buying some close above 50 yeses. I don't care if it closes above 50, but when it moves up to the upper part of this range, that contract that I picked up for 35 to 42 cents is going to be trading around 50 to 63 cents, which doesn't sound like much, but when you think in percentage terms, that's 30 and 40, and in this case, 100% return on a position. Obviously, I'm playing around with $100 positions here as I get to learn this and really, I want to get 50 to 100 trades on something, collect data, find my edge before I size up. But I'm having a lot of fun with it today. As we break down here, I'm looking back over here at just say the hourly, sitting in this pump chaser zone again. Not a ton of strength on this second move up. We talked a little earlier in the week about expecting chop in this zone, not really expecting to see any new highs anytime soon. And that's kind of playing out as we go through the week. But again, down in this pump chaser zone, when you're in this kind of choppy area, it's fib, 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 fib. So I would actually be looking to possibly get some close aboves. Let's say close above, yes, 49,000. We're down at 48. So if this thing is trading at 49 anytime today, there's 8.5 hours or so left on this contract. If we're trading at 49 anytime today, this should be trading around 50 cents, saying it's maybe going to happen, it's maybe not. Now, right now, I can pick them up for 31 cents on the dollar. They're going to either expire worth $1 or 0. So to take the long side of this, now that we've had a dump, my position's up almost 100%. I can't just buy the opposite side of it. That's essentially just cashing out my position. So I'm going to cash that out here first. So I want to sell the entire amount. Let's get a quote. So I'm going to cash that out. That's basically a 2x. So nice little return on that day trade. And now, because I see that we possibly are in a chop zone, right? Coming into sort of a Wyckoff throwback here on the hourly. We're in the pump chaser zone. To get a 2x going the other way, all I really need is a bounce back up to here. So I'm going to take that long position here. 49, close above 49,000 today. 8.5 hours left. I'm going to say yes. And let's give it $100. Those can either expire at $1 or at 0. 328 contracts. I'm happy with that. So I'm buying these at 30 cents. I want to sell them. Again, I just want to sell them at 50 cents. So if that can happen over here, now I've got my 3.16x. These are worth 31.5 cents at what I bought them at. If we move back around 49,000, I'm going to be able to sell these at basically a 2x, maybe a little less. 75% gain ain't bad on a day trade. So I'm over here in the lab scalping up the daily contracts today in this chop, having a little fun with it. But let's take a look at BNB. Now this is one that I slept on, and that's fine. I traded BNB. I was, back in the day, no big deal. I'm not too worried about any one asset. But I'm using it as an example today because I distinctly recall this setup coming in retrospect. I thought, okay, look, we got a key resistance here, acting as resistance, acting as resistance, acting as resistance, flipped, support, support, support. And this is just acting as a launch pad. It's saying price is accepted back into this level. And look at what happened shortly after that. And then you look back and you say, damn, all this time it just sat there above this key level in a bull market. It seems obvious in retrospect, but that's just one example. So when I'm doing a trade, when I'm thinking about a new setup, I really want to be able to look for a number of examples where something worked out. And let's just say actually it was ADA Bitcoin pair. Similar kind of thing. Asset agnostic, time frame agnostic. This stuff works. The higher the time frame, the stronger the signal, general rule. So these are the dailies, a little bit better. Same thing. Lots of resistance, lots of resistance. No real action here. Oh, look at that. Breaks through. Hold to support, hold to support. Basically just accumulating here, sitting up on a launch pad. And as we've seen this past week, ADA getting some real fire in the market. So when I go now and look and apply what I just saw to alpha, yes, it's a 4-hour time frame. It is a little different, so this is not the same. But as I come back into the support here, I'm looking to fill some long positions because it's just a trade. It's a setup. And I think if we can hold above this level in general, this could be something good. Looking for a takeoff here, similar to the other two. Where can you spot these in the market? Go find these resistance levels that have just been flipped, some decent volume coming in, and then see if you can spot a launch pad where price basically just sits there and gets really boring for a few days. The other way I might look to trade this typically is getting something down here in the pump chaser zone. This might be an area where we can catch some wicks as price basically still maintains its closes up above this level. If I want to get real saucy and we see some downside, this may get stopped out. Now I'm looking down here in this reload zone. After we get that confirmation of bullish market structure like we recently did, even a pullback into here, to me, that might fail on the launchpad idea, but I'm actually going to be looking to fill a little more size down here in the reload zone. Bullish on alpha. And I guess the last thing we can check here is the Bitcoin chart that, as you can see, hasn't really done a whole lot. Nothing significant. If we hold these lows, if we hold these highs, we are just stuck in a chop range, a consolidation. If you zoom in too much, if you're looking at your portfolio too closely, it's very easy to think, I need to trade this, I need to get short, I need to get long. And that's a great way to lose money and give back what you've been taking from the market, presumably through this uptrend. So I'm a little hands off today, other than scalping some day trades on Tixwix contracts, capturing the volatility, and I'm eyeing alpha this morning for a long position sometime here today through the next couple of days and weeks. This is a 4-hour chart, so if I get long here, this is going to be something that I'm sitting in for 2 to 3 weeks. And I think my first fill actually just went off on this little throwback here. So we'll keep an eye on that in the lab. I'll be on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern for Hxro Labs Live. Catch me there. And if you haven't already, you can like and sub to this channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. See us on Twitter at Real Hxro Labs and myself at RandomTask555. Thanks for joining us today, guys. And always play from a position of strength. Take care.